Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the Divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om. Peace. Peace, peace.
Today's chanting is Nirvana Shatkam by Adi Shankaracharya, and the brief meaning of this is as below. I am not the mind, the intellect, the ego or memory. I am not the ears, the skin, the nose or the eyes. I am not space, not earth, not fire, water or wind. I am the form of consciousness and bliss. I am the eternal Shiva. Mano-buddhyahankara Chitani naham na cha shrotra jivve na cha prananetri na cha vyoma bhumirna tejo na vayu Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Nacha Prana Sanyo Na Vai Panchavayu Navasapta Dhatur Nava Pancha Koshaha Navapani Padam Na Chopastapayu Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Nami Dvesharago Na Me Lobhamoho Mado Naiva Me Naiva Matsarya Bhavaha Na Dharmo Na Chartho Na Kamo Na Moksha Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Na punyam na papam na saukhyam na dukkham na mantro na tirtham na vedana yajnaha aham bhojanam naiva bhojam na bhokta Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham Na mrityurna shankana me jati bhedaha pita naiva me naiva mata na janma na bandhurna mitram gurur naiva shisha Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Aham Nirvikalpo Nirakararupo Vibhutvacha Sarvatra Sarvendriyanam Nacha Sangatam Naiva Muktirnameya Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham 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 Shivoham
I am reading from the book Talks with Swami Vivekananda. The topic is meeting with Nag Mahasaya. Place is Belur Math, year beginning of 1899. The disciple has today come to the Math with Nag Mahasaya in company. Swamiji to Nag Mahasaya, saluting him. You are all right, I hope. Nag Mahasaya. I have come today to visit you. Glory to Shankara, glory to Shankara. I am blessed today verily with the sight of Shiva. Saying these words, Nag Mahasaya, out of reverence, stood with folded hands before Swamiji. Swamiji, how is your health? Nag Mahasaya, why are you asking about this trifling body, this cage of flesh and bones? Verily, I am blessed today to see you. Saying these words, Nag Mahasaya prostrated before Swamiji. Swamiji lifting him up. Why are you doing that to me? Nag Mahasaya, I see with my inner eye that today I am blessed with the vision of Shiva himself. Glory to Sri Ramakrishna. Swamiji addressing the disciple. Do you see how real bhakti transforms human nature? Nag Mahasaya has lost himself in the divine. His body consciousness has vanished altogether. To Swami Kripamayananda, get some prasada for Nag Mahasaya. Nag Mahasaya, prasada. To Swamiji with folded hand. Seeing you, all my earthly hunger has vanished today. The brahmacharis and sannyasins of the Math were studying the Upanishads. Swamiji said to them, today a great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna has come amongst us. Let it be a holiday in honor of Nag Mahasaya's visit to the Math. So all closed their books and sat in a circle around Nag Mahasaya. Swamiji also sat in front of him. Swamiji addressing all. Do you see? Look at Nag Mahasaya. He is a householder, yet he has no knowledge of the mundane existence. He always lives lost in divine consciousness. To Nag Mahasaya, please tell us and all these brahmacharis something about Sri Ramakrishna. Nag Mahasaya in reverence. What do you say, sir? What shall I say? I have come to see you, the hero, the helper in the divine play of Sri Ramakrishna. Now will people appreciate his message and teachings. Glory to Sri Ramakrishna. Swamiji, it is you who have really appreciated and understood Sri Ramakrishna. We are only spent in useless wanderings. Nag Mahasaya, what do you say, sir? You are the image of Sri Ramakrishna, the obverse and reverse of the same coin. Those who have eyes, let them see. Swamiji, is the starting of these mutts and ashramas etc. a step in the right direction? Nag Mahasaya, I am an insignificant being. What do I understand? Whatever you do, I know for a certainty will conduce to the well-being of this world. Aye, of the world. Many out of reverence proceeded to take the dust of Nag Mahasaya's feet, which made him much agitated. Swamiji addressing all said, don't act so as to cause pain to Nag Mahasaya. He feels uncomfortable. Hearing this, everybody desisted. Swamiji, do please come and stay at the mutt. You will be an object lesson to the boys here. Nag Mahasaya, I once asked Sri Ramakrishna about that, to which he replied, stay as a householder as you are doing. Therefore, I am continuing in that life. I see you all occasionally and feel myself blessed. Swamiji, I will go to your place once. Nag Mahasaya, mad with joy, said, shall such a day dawn? My place will be made holy by your visit like Varanasi. Shall I be so fortunate as that? Swamiji, well, I have the desire. Now it depends on mother to take me there. Nag Mahasaya, who will understand you? Unless the inner vision opens, nobody can understand you. Only Sri Ramakrishna understood you. All else have simply put faith in his words, but none has understood you really. Swamiji, now my only one desire is to rouse the country. The sleeping Leviathan that has lost all faith in its power and makes no response. If I can wake it up to a sense of the eternal religion, then I shall know that Sri Ramakrishna's advent and our birth are fruitful. That is the one desire in my heart. Mukti and all else appear of no consequence to me. Please give me your blessings that I may succeed. Nag Mahasaya, Sri Ramakrishna will bless. Who can turn the course of your will? Whatever you will shall come to pass. Swamiji, well, nothing comes to pass without his will behind it. Nag Mahasaya, your will and his will have now become one. Whatever is your will is his. Glory to Sri Ramakrishna. Yes.
Now a very short time for meditation. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome, friends. Today's topic is how to attain Shiva. Shivaratri is on after a few days, on 24th of February this year. So we thought of thinking of Shiva. So Shiva, the word means auspiciousness. In fact, it has many meanings. The Sanskrit word Shiva means auspicious, propitious, gracious, benign, kind, benevolent, friendly. All these words mean Shiva. Shiva, the concept of Shiva as the ultimate absolute, beyond all gunas, beyond all limitations, infinite and eternal, that is Shiva. Shiva is the supreme soul of this universe, supreme self of this universe. Shiva is the ultimate creator, preserver and destroyer of this universe. Universe comes from Shiva and goes back to Shiva. On Shiva it subsists. So he is the source and support and the goal of this universe. He is the ultimate. There is nothing beyond Shiva. It is also what Vedas describe as Brahman. That is what we call Shiva. It's the same thing, Shiva and Vedas. But Shiva later became more to connect with us. There have been the form given to Shiva and the different names of Shiva, Shankara, Mahadeva, Maheshwara, Parameshwara. Many names are given and a form is given of Adi Yogi, the primal yogi who was always in deep meditation and was in absolute bliss of meditation, sitting motionless, mind fully controlled and having nothing except the bliss emanating from his face. And where does he sit? In the Himalayas. What does he wear? Tiger skin. And what on the upper body? Ashes smeared. And he gives shelter to everything. The snakes and whatever hobgoblins, the free that spooks, and all those find shelter in him. Shiva is the concept where everyone gets shelter. It doesn't need anything other quality. Just we have to surrender to Shiva, and Shiva is there to take the shelter. And how powerful is Shiva is? So there is in Purana there is a story that once there was a huge column of light there, and Brahma and Vishnu came and they wanted to say where it starts and where up to where does it go. So they wanted to measure the beginning and the end of the fire, this column of light, and one Swana, the divine swan, the Hamsa, the Vahana of Brahma, and another on Garuda, the divine eagle. But they went and they couldn't fathom the beginning or end of Shiva. And that's why he's called Maheshwara. He's the greatest of God, Mahadeva, the greatest among gods. That's what the Shiva devotees would like to know about the Shiva. So, greater than any other god. In fact, he forms, in the Puranas, he forms the one of the trilogy of gods, creator, preserver and destroyer. Shiva is supposed to be, Brahma is the creator of this universe, Vishnu sustains, protects and takes care of this universe, and Shiva destroys the universe. But destroying, this very word we don't like. We like being there, we like permanence. How this someone destroys and is so popular, Shiva is so popular, who destroys the creation. Because the word destroyer is actually not quite understood. It is not the destroying of the universe, of the creation, but destroying the ignorance, the weakness, the impurity that is in us, that he destroys. And when he destroys ignorance, the basic ignorance in us, then like his third eye, our third eye open, our third eye is all closed because of our impurity and our ignorance. When Shiva destroys our ignorance, then third eye opens. When the third eye opens, we Do not see this creation of division, where there is someone we like, someone we don't like, someone we have attraction, someone we have repulsion, something makes us happy, something doesn't make us happy. That thing is destroyed of this creation. But what remains is not that everything is destroyed. It's that we are going to die when Shiva comes and Shiva destroys our weakness and ignorance. Then comes the real third eye open, and we see the universe as it is, where everyone seems as Shiva himself, and everyone becomes so lovely, dear, and everyone becomes our own friend, our own people, and in deeper knowledge everyone becomes our own self. As we love this individual self, when our knowledge comes by the destruction of ignorance, by the grace of Shiva, then we love everyone as we love ourselves. There's no enemy. There is no someone we hate. Hatred is gone, enmity is gone, competition is gone. Then everyone becomes our own self. That is what the ultimate knowledge that can come by the grace of Shiva. So Shiva destroys this ignorance where we see you and me, and Shiva, by the grace of destruction of that division, destruction, then we find my own self that is present in all. So that is what the Shiva's destruction actually means, and that is what the destruction of creation also means. The creation is ignorance. This Maya divides us between you and me, between the world itself, between good and bad, between likable and dislikable. When that thing goes, when that thing is destroyed, then everything is blissful. That's what the Shiva's destruction really means. Shiva is yoga, and yoga's modern definition is attainment of human excellence. To what height the human being can rise, that is the word yoga. Sri Krishna, when taught Arjuna how you fight, don't be afraid, do your duty, and remember God, ma manusmara yuddhacha, he said one very nice blessing to Arjuna. He said, Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. Yogi, therefore, Arjuna, therefore be a yogi. That yogi being is the highest blessing and greatest wish of a person. Be a yogi. Yogi is the one who is established in equanimity, who is firm on his seat, who is not wavering like the flame of a candle, but like the lamp which is present in a breezeless spot, steady, working, emanating light, but is not afraid of being blown out. It cannot be blown out. That is the yogi, established in equanimity, established in the strength of the knowledge of the self. So that is the blessing that Sri Krishna gave to Arjuna, and through Arjuna he gives to all of us. And that's what the Shiva is. Shiva is supposed to be Adi Yogi. The first yogi was Shiva. That's why Shiva is always supposed to be in meditation, and wherever there is peaceful place, away from the surrounding and the crowd, like the Himalayas are supposed to be the seat of Shiva, Kedarnath and your Kailash. It's not that Shiva is not worshipped in the towns and cities. There are Shiva temples even in Muscat and all that. You will find Shiva temple. Wherever Sanatana Dharma people are there who follow the traditional Hinduism, you will find Shiva temple there. It's so easy to maintain Shiva temple. Worship of Shiva is very easy. So when we say Parameshwara, it becomes Shiva. There is a verse by the saint created, Jagata Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro. In the beginning of the writing of, I think it's by Tulsidas, he said, I bow down to the parents of the world. Who are they? Jagata Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro. Parvati and Parameshwara. He doesn't say Shiva. Shiva is the guru of Rama. He is the not only guru, he is the Ishta of Rama. Rama repeats the name of Shiva always. So Shiva is so great. In fact, Rama, by that, Vishnu's teacher, Vishnu's guide, Vishnu's Ishta is Shiva. There is one temple in Kerala, Trivandrum. It's Vishnu sleeping, Vihu's temple of Vishnu sleeping on the Sheshanaga. And there, if you mark there from one window, you see in one hand there is Vishnu is doing japam of the mala, and just above the Shiva Linga. So he is doing prayer to Shiva. Vishnu, the sustainer, the all-pervading deity, is supposed to be the devotee of Shiva. That lineage comes, and Rama is the devotee of Shiva. By that lineage, Krishna also has to be there, because all are the incarnation of Vishnu. Shiva is very easily satisfied. That's one another concept of Shiva. He is the God so quickly and easily pleased. Just you have to have pure heart and the sincere prayer. And just pray, Shiva, I am in trouble, this is happening, please grant me. And Shiva says, okay, have it. Sometimes the Puranic story says, sometimes to his own discomfort, he will grace the people because he was praying him sincerely. So, like the story of, that Bhasmasura story. Shiva, the one was meditating on Shiva, Shiva, Om Namah Shiva, doing Japam, and he said, Shiva came and he said, what do you want? He just came. Shiva came. What do you want? So, Lord, you have come, I am very happy. Can you give me a boon that I put my hand on whomsoever, that person turns into bhasma, it becomes ashes, it dies and becomes ashes, burns into ashes. Shiva, without thinking anything, okay, may that be, let it be. He said, whoever one puts hand, and that person on whomever he puts hand, he will be burned to ashes. Now this person was not a devotee of God, he was a asura, having all demonic qualities, selfish things, but Shiva doesn't mind who is demon and who is true devotee, nothing. Shiva is worshipping me, he wants something, my darshan, come. And he wants something grand, give. Like that is Shiva's Ashutosha thing is produced. Then this demon said, let me try whether this boon is correct or not. And where to try? Only Shiva was there. So he wanted to put hand on Shiva. Let me try whether... That was the demon. You see, demon don't know. They say, no, you eat in the plate, and that plate you make a hole on that plate. That is the demonic quality is that. They don't know what is good and what is bad. They can even destroy their own good things. So that is what he does. Now Shiva is running away. Now he has given the boon. He has to go. You see. Now Shiva is running behind this. Is the demon with his hand putting on his face to taste that whether the boon is right or not. So then finally he went to Vishnu, and Vishnu came and said, what happened? He said, you see, save me from this demon. What happened? I gave this. Okay, don't worry. Vishnu has to protect his creation. If Shiva is gone, then what will happen to creation? You see, who will absorb this? Who will give the knowledge to all the sadhakas? Who will remove all our impurities? Whole humanity will become demonic. That's Vishnu doesn't want to give knowledge, to give love. He needs Shiva. So without Shiva, Vishnu, there is no Vishnu. So Vishnu came, don't worry, I will do that. And Vishnu came in the form of a damsel, a dancer. And seeing that dancer on the way, Shiva hit somewhere, the dancer came. And this Asura was, he was not a pure person. Though he worshipped with selfish motive, then that lady started dancing. Shiva, Vishnu in the form of that lady, and there was many posters, and this Asura was also not less. I am less from than you. I also can dance. She also is imitating, and in the one imitating that this lady Vishnu put his own hand on his own head, and this man also, without forgetting, also put his head on his own hand, and he turned into ashes. Then Shiva said, "Thank you, Vishnu. Otherwise, this was the trouble. Shiva didn't know how to save now. He gave the boon, but he doesn't know how to save. So Vishnu has to come. So like that is Shiva, always pleased. Someone just put, how to please? Just put some leaf and some water. Bas, finish. Om Namah Shivaya, some mantra or whatever he doesn't care whether you know or not. Just he wants little devotion, little love and prayer from sincere heart. Om Namah Shivaya is the wonderful prayer. The Shiva becomes happy with that prayer. That's what Ashutosha is. Quickly pleased and easily pleased. That is Ashutosha. In India, we give willow leaves. That's willow also is it's some wild thing. You don't have to grow it in a garden. You don't need to do anything. Go to the forest, pluck some leaves, because earlier societies all lived near the forest. That gave you fuel, that gave you oxygen. So forest was very important part of the villages. Near the forest, the villages, that is the prosperous village. They have to cultivate land and forest nearby. And the forest, you find the bale leaves. Bring that, put on the Shiva with the mantra, and pour some water from the pond or the well or the river if it is there. Pour some water, Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva says, oh, there is no devotee like him or her. So Shiva becomes pleased. And whatever you wish, Shiva grants. So those Shiva, that is what the Shiva is. Shiva is also Adi Sannyasin. He is an ideal of monks, ideal of householders. You'll find very difficult that deity to be worshipped by both women, and particularly the girls. Before their marriage, wedding, they will worship Shiva to grant them the nice spouse, good spouse. So that is also Shiva. He himself is a yogi. He himself lives like a sannyasin. But one concept of Shiva is he has Parvati as his spouse, who is the Shakti, and he has children, Ganesha and Kartika. One is very wise, another is very brave. Who worships Shiva becomes wise and brave, courageous. That is the concept. All is the depiction, all is the symbol. And Parvati, the Shakti, becomes powerful, and Shiva is that concept, and they worship Shiva. And Shiva is sannyasi, doesn't want anything, just smeared with ashes, just with tiger skin, no ornaments, nothing there. No, he doesn't have a crest on his head like other deities. He has only logged mats and some Ganga coming out. There is a story of Ganga coming out. When nobody could stand the force of Ganga coming from heaven, then whom to go? They suggested no Brahma, no Vishnu that time. They said go to Shiva. He is the most powerful being. Only he can do. Otherwise, if Ganga directly falls on the earth will be displaced. That was the force. Ganga was coming from the heaven when it first came. So Shiva, he prayed again. Bhagirath prayed to Shiva, will you do that? He said, okay, I'll do that. So Shiva came, and Ganga thought, oh, let me see this person coming. So what will happen? Even when earth is displaced by force, so Shiva might be difficult. So she came, fearing it will be problem for Shiva, and it got lost into the logged mats of the matted locks of the Shiva. Ganga herself was lost there. So her ego was Shiva. Shiva is the destroyer of ego, that I didn't say. Ego also she destroys. Ganga's ego was destroyed. Then she prayed, Lord, I have to go for the prayer of this Bhagirath and all that. So can you give me a little? Then Shiva let me a little, and then Ganga came out from the hair. So that is how the Shiva's all grace is there. And see, as I said, he is so kind and gracious. Nobody is refused from him. Oh, you are not fit to come here. You do this. Nothing. Anybody goes to Shiva, come my child, he will give. And that's why hobgoblins and spooks and ghosts and free souls, those are all will be around Shiva going there. They cannot go anywhere. They have no place. But Shiva, they go, come, sit down. One old bull is his vehicle. Others have Garuda, swan, some have tiger. Parvati herself has lion as the thing. And what Shiva? Old bull. That is his Vahana. Who will take care of old bull? Come to Shiva, it's okay. Nandi. That becomes his Vahana. One trident is his weapon only. No sword and arrows, nothing. One trident, that is also a decorative and symbol of destroying three kalas, three stages of our existence. He gives us immortality and mukti. That is the trident that is shown. It is nothing, it's all symbolic. And the snakes, ornaments, what to do? Some ornaments have to be depicted as snakes on the arms and the neck and that. That is even the snakes find place in him. That is what the Shiva is. Shiva, another concept is, Shiva is an ideal householder also, I said that. And another concept of Shiva is Ardhanarishwara. So Shiva became half man, half woman, half male, half female. To his devotees, and this depiction is he is absolute and he is all in all. So he understands the problems of the women as men. So he is worshipable because he knows our hearts and our problems, whether men or women. That is the concept of Ardhanarishwara. And another concept is Shiva is the absolute. He is Shakti and he is Shiva. He is Brahman and he is Maya. Both in one. So that is the Ardhanarishwara. Great concept of Ardhanarishwara. The absolute in one. The male and female aspects of the creation all come from him, and he is the symbol of both. So there is no distinction between male and female. All are one. Basically, all soul is genderless. That's what it says. That's why Shiva is shown as Ardhanarishwara, and understanding the problems of men as much as of women. Shiva is often worshipped in Shiva Linga. Shiva Linga, many description and many Westerners said many symbols, but Shiva Linga means symbol. The one word linga means symbol. And Shiva linga is just a stone. Everything is so simple. Others have to have beautiful eyes and crest and hands. Shiva, what is the symbol? Only one stone, only one smooth, which is carried away by the river and has lost its all angularities. It is simple, it is smooth and without any sides. It's all formless, almost formless, but with form. And it is oval shape, generally oval shape. That is what the Shiva Linga is. There is nothing other to explain except it is a sign, symbol of Shiva, symbol of Supreme Brahman, symbol of ultimate reality, symbol of Mahadeva, Maheshwara. That all other descriptions are just made by people's mind, whatever in the mind, scholars try to explain. But it is pure and simple symbol of Brahman. The word symbol of Brahman is Om. Then what is the objective symbol of Brahman? It is the Shiva Linga. That is the symbol of Brahman. Because it has no forms. You see, it is almost formless. And Shiva Linga, when worshipped, is the worship of Shiva. Sri Rama, as I said, all deities they worship, all incarnations of God, they worship Shiva. They have very intimate connection with Shiva. And Sri Ramakrishna also, we consider him as incarnation. Swami Vivekananda said he is the avatar Varishta. And Sri Ramakrishna also had very intimate connection with Shiva. Once at Shivaratri, they used to dance Shiva. And the one who was going to dance the Shiva's dance, that person became sick. Now they said when small boy is there, that Gadai, he was a small child. Let him dance. He is a very good artist and I think he will do. I think why instead of one young man, this small child was chosen to do. So because Sri Ramakrishna was loved by all when he was a child. He was loved by all. This happens with every incarnation. Every good person is loved by all. So Sri Ramakrishna was decorated with Shiva and put this jata and this tiger skin and ashes on the body. And when he has to come with the trident given, now go and dance. She came to the stage, now thinking of Shiva, he had become Shiva himself. Not Shiva in the form of Nataraja, but Shiva in the form of Yogi. Comes to the stage with trident, motionless. So much noise, Om Namah Shivaya, no, nothing moves him, no dance at all. He was in the state of yoga. He had become a yogi in that small childhood. He was a few years old. He was not even teenager at that time. He was a few years old, small child, like 7-8 years perhaps. And he was absorbed in the thought of Shiva and had become in that makeup Shiva outside, inside him was full Shiva. That was Sri Ramakrishna. He used to meditate in Shiva temple in one of the temples he used to go, they said the second one from his room, that's what they say, of the 12 Shiva temples in Dakshineshwar. And he was very devoted to Shiva. And this is the one he said that Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva, worship human beings as seeing Shiva in him. So this thing came first from him. Nowhere it is said that Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. Jive Shiva Jnane Shiva. Shiva and Jiva are one. And worship, serve the human beings, fellow human beings, not as the fellow human beings, but as the Lord himself. See them as God, manifested God, as Shiva. So that's what Sri Ramakrishna gave this word. Swami Vivekananda heard and he said, if one day time comes, I will proclaim this truth to whole world that every human being is a form of Shiva. To worship Shiva, you have to serve mankind, human beings. That is the real worship. After here also he spoke about something about that service, and he went to India on his return journey in 1897, and at Rameshwar, at the temple, the king of Ramnath took him to the temple. He was given royal accord and he went to the temple, and in the temple, Rameshwara temple is one of the 4 great pilgrimages of India of ancient time. So Rameshwar in the south, Badri in the north, and Puri in the east, and what is that? Dwarka in the west. So these 4 places, very ancient time. So very respected place of pilgrimage is Rameshwaram. There he goes and ritualistic worship goes on. And Raja says, Swamiji, can you say something there? Raja was a disciple of Swamiji, the owner of the temple. And Swamiji said there, worship of Shiva in the linga, visiting Rameswaram is very good, but that is not the complete worship. You worship, chant, stotras, pray, everything is fine. But your worship will be complete if you take care of the human beings, those needy people. If you can serve the human beings, then only Shiva will be really pleased, totally pleased. Otherwise it will be half worship. To make your mind pure, with your purified mind, then you have to utilize yourself to the service of others, to the good of others, to fulfill the necessity of others, whatever you can do. Then who will be pleased? Shiva will be pleased. You see, he got this. Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. That's why Swamiji said in the West, if you give to the beggar and say, give some money, $1, 50 cents, and say, take this, and they feel proud that you have given something, that will not work. It will not take you spiritual good, it will do no good to you. But only he will have some money and will have something. But if you want benefit for him by money and benefit to you as a spiritual, as the merit of the gift, then you have to kneel down to the person, drop it with all the reverence as if you are offering flowers to God, and give that, and we thank him for accepting your gift, because whom you are offering is not the beggar. He is Shiva in the form of beggar. In his heart resides Shiva. That becomes Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. You have to do everything, whatever help you do, with the knowledge that it is Lord Shiva himself in this form, that I am allowed to worship him in this way. That is the thing. Once I was going with a devotee in a car, and there was a beggar on the side. Someone was asking for food or something. So the devotee stopped the car and gave $1. I'm sure that person must have given it to Om Namah Shivaya or some mantra. Otherwise gift will become improper. It will not bear the fruits. There is no beggar. When you do some service, it becomes Shiva. That's what Swami Sri Ramakrishna said. You have to serve fellow human beings, but with this knowledge in background that the person is not the beggar, he is not the needy, he is not the one whom I have to serve or give some solace. He is God in the form of a beggar, God in the form of a sick, God in the form of a poor, God in the form of a one who needs some solace, good words, kind words. It's all Shiva there who is present in this being. With that, every act becomes worship. Every service becomes the worship of Shiva. That is the concept of Shiva. Swami Vivekananda and Shiva, just you heard about the Nag Mahashaya thing, how Nag Mahashaya understood that he is Shiva himself. Shiva, according to Puranic stories, Shiva doesn't have incarnations. Only all the incarnations of God are Vishnu's incarnation, because God has to come to revive and guide the humanity to the right direction. Humanity loses the direction. Then they say, like the GPS, don't turn left, turn right, like that. So, like the GPS, God also comes as a human being and guides. And whose responsibility? Who has to sustain? It is Vishnu's responsibility. But still we call he is an avatar of Shiva, like Shankaracharya, like Swami Vivekananda. Wherever we find tremendous renunciation and tremendous knowledge and power to guide the humanity, we call it is incarnation of Shiva. In fact, the Shivahood coming through them. How to attain Shiva is that thing. How can we become, we can attain Shiva, how we can go close to Shiva, that is the real topic of ours. So we can attain Shiva, go near to Shiva by visiting the places of worship. Shiva temples you can go. That itself is the beginning, first step. We go and we feel Shiva is there. When we pour water on Shiva Linga, we feel Shiva's, you can think anything, head, feet, whatever. Shiva Linga is such a beautiful place. There is Shiva Linga, special Shiva Linga called Vaneshwara Shiva Linga. That's a Shiva Linga small, this whitish and all that. And the speciality of that Shiva Linga is you can worship any deity on that Shiva Linga, Vaneshwara Shiva Linga. You can worship Narayana, you can worship Durga, you can worship Vishnu, you can worship anyone on that Shiva Linga. It's called Vaneshwara Shiva Linga. So when we worship Shiva, offer water or flower to the place of a temple, and then think you are worshipping Shiva, and you remember in the background, Shiva means equanimity, Shiva means all love, Shiva means knowledge. Then it becomes fruitful when we offer the water to Shiva Linga. Pilgrimage is another way how we can attain Shiva, going to the places of worship. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say, okay, you visit the place with all troubles and all that, and you feel great joy. I remember when I visited Kedarnath, I went to Kedarnath and Badrinath in one trip, and Kedarnath was so special. Badrinath is also revelation of same God. Kedarnath also same God. But Kedarnath, the place there was so nice with the Himalayas in just close background. Badrinath Himalayas is little hidden. So Kedarnath just at the bottom of that Nilkanta mountain, there is a Shiva temple, and there was Shankaracharya gave up his body in Kedarnath. So it has all holy places associated. You feel so much joy when you are in holy places. Going to Kailash, so much joy, lot of difficulty, lot of challenges. But when you reach there, it's tremendous joy. And Sri Ramakrishna said, you feel joy when you visit the pilgrimage. That is not the complete joy. When you come back home or on the way, you should remember your feeling what you had at that place. That's called, Sri Ramakrishna said, chewing the cud. As the cow and ruminants, the animals, they eat the food and then regurgitate and then again chew it in final. So you should chew the cud. That is, you should remember your feeling that you had there. Often our mind tries to think of bad things, negative things, that person did this, that. But there is the place where you can, and whatever place you keep mind, you become like that. When you put mind in some bad things, your mind becomes bad, you feel bad. If you put your mind in something good, nice, happy, your mind becomes good and you feel good. So whether we will feel good or bad, it depends on where we keep our mind. If we keep our mind in something like that pilgrimage attitude, what we had happened, we will be visiting pilgrimage again. That is not only, you can visit pilgrimage again and again. Swami Chetananandji went to India and was giving a talk, and he said, I don't know how many times get opportunity to visit Belur Math and Dakshineswar, but I live in St. Louis, USA, but I visit there every day. In thought, he used to always think that he is now in Belur Math, worship and bow down, and Dakshineswar, Mother Kali and Swami Sri Ramakrishna's room, sitting there, meditate. Every day I visit Belur Math and Dakshineswar from St. Louis. So that's not remembering the place of, that's what the remembering is. So remembering the place of pilgrimage, Sri Ramakrishna said, that is real use of pilgrimage. Worship of Shiva Linga itself is a very nice way to attain Shiva. That begins from there. You offer water and do that. Chanting of stotras and listening and singing of devotional songs. That is another spiritual practice which makes our heart pure and we move towards spiritual growth. And the stotras, beautiful stotras of Shiva are there. Repetition of mantra. You see, Om Namah Shivaya mantra. Just to repeat mantra. And better still, if you have Diksha mantra from a guru, if you have got, if you repeat that, that is still better. But all is the attaining of Shiva. By Shiva here, we know that Shiva is the ultimate reality, whom we may worship through any form. Ultimate reality is that Shiva. Call it Brahma, call it Ramakrishna, call it Vishnu, doesn't matter. Here we are calling him Shiva, because concept of Shiva is that way. And for that to make ourselves pure, we need self-control. That whatever our mind says, we don't run after mind. We say, mind, you have to run as I say. That self-control is needed. Control over mind is needed. Then only we can put our mind in all these thoughts. Otherwise, we were thinking of some pilgrimage, nice pilgrimage. You went to Kedarnath. You sit for some time, and mind will suddenly go to some place. Oh, when I was going to Kedarnath, and that person I fought, or that person was so bad, I met in the train. You will all, Kedar will be forgotten. Someone you met and had some problem in the train, you will remember that. Because you had no control over your mind. Mind was controlling you. So control of the mind is very important. That's called self-control. It starts with ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. As Patanjali said, practice this, then you can control your mind. First is ahimsa. Don't injure anybody. Don't give trouble to anybody. Not through injuring, is not just killing. Ahimsa doesn't mean not killing only. Ahimsa means not disturbing others, not injuring others with speech, or even thought, not thinking ill of others. Always think good about others. Then only it becomes ahimsa. Satya is present always what is true. Asteya is having non-greedy, non-covetousness, having no greed to acquire anything. Oh, this is nice phone, I should have it, I should possess it. Where did you get it? That is not asteya. Whatever I have is fine. When I will need, then I will need. Nothing attracts you, nothing disturbs you. That is asteya. Brahmacharya is self-control. You have control over your mind. It doesn't go anywhere. Aparigraha. You don't accumulate useless things. Often we go, and this the culture nowadays developing all over the world. We used to say it's Western culture. Go see window shopping, and you need your wardrobe. There is no place. Big wardrobes. And now we find there is money, and you find that $20 nice. This jacket has come. Nice coat has come. $90. You already have good one which you bought few months ago or perhaps last year, and you use only few months in winter, and that also when you go to office, not on the holidays. So when you go, don't go out. And that is quite brand new. It will last 20 years. Last 1 year. But you saw something, you wanted to buy and put it for yourself. That is, not doing that is called aparigraha. What you need is fine. There is many good ways to utilize your money. You see, you can help someone, that gives greater joy than buying yourself a jacket or a new shoes. So that is aparigraha. Then this all when you practice and keep purity, then comes contentment and study and Ishvara pranidhana. Then practice of the presence of God. We need to try to see that everyone is God. That saying to our mind, it is auto-suggestion. So, as it says, Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva, that is, Shiva is present in every Jiva, every human being, every living creature, there is Shiva. So, yes, so that way, auto-suggestion to ourselves when we talk, meet, see any other person or any other living being, a dog, a cat or anything. So, trying to see it's God there. Holy Mother said, don't beat the cat. I am there. To one brahmachari said, who didn't like the cat was disturbing it, is still food from the plate and all that. He used to drive away the cat and hit that cat. It was not going. So Holy Mother said, don't hit the cat. Remember, I am there too. So that was a big revelation. After that, he started treating the cat nicely. That way, we need to suggest always Holy Mother. What we read in the book, Holy Mother is suggesting through the books. So seeing Shiva everywhere, and finally comes the self-surrender. Every practice is difficult. Then going to God and saying, Lord, it's very difficult to really attain you. Can you be gracious and grant me your presence to me? Why my mind diverts? Can you please protect my mind? Always this surrender and prayer, that makes our mind a very effective thing, and our mind really is guided through our sincere and repeated prayer. When we find difficult to really do what we need to do, then prayer is the way. Swami Vivekananda was praying once after Sri Ramakrishna passed away on 7th of May 1887. Sri Ramakrishna passed away 1886, 7th of May 1887, yes. 1886 he passed away, 16th August. So it's almost after 1 year. And there Yam was sitting under a tree thinking of these new sannyasis, and he was very impressed with their life and their renunciation, their devotion, and was thinking about himself. He himself was a great devotee, a great renouncer in his heart. He wanted to take some sannyas, he wanted to renounce home and heart. So he asked Sri Ram, can he renounce? Sri Ram said, no, you can't. You are to live in the world and do other works. And Swami Vivekananda said, have I to renounce to realize God? Yes. Without renunciation, how will you realize God? There is something there, you have to remove that, and then you will find the next thing that is lying there. To Swami Vivekananda said, you renounce. To Yam, he said, you can't renounce. Now Yam is full of dispassion, full of love of God, wants to be in the state of yoga, sitting under the tree. Swami Vivekananda comes from his room to the ground floor to Yam. They talk a little, and Yam says, can you chant something nice? Then Swami Vivekananda chanted the whole of Shiva Aparada Kshamapana Stotram to Shiva, saying that, Lord, please forgive my weaknesses, my shortcomings, my sins, you can say. Aparada is like that. So that is fully given in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Yam liked it so much, he gave the whole stotra in the Gospel. It's like 2.5 pages in there. So I read some and then conclude this thing. This is about the self-surrender and prayer to make us come close to Shiva. Ab Shiva para karo meri naiya. Swami Vivekananda used to often say Shiva, Shiva. That he used to often chant Shiva, Shiva. That Western people, when they write, after he talks something, will say Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Like he remembers, always in that mood. And he used to say, Lord, now make my boat across the ocean, across the thing. Para karo meri naiya. So here is all about, Shiva says, the devotee says, I had been suffering in my childhood, so much difficult, but I don't feel anything. I pray for my transgression, O Shiva, O Mahadeva. In youth, the venomous snakes of sound, sight, taste, touch and smell bit into my vitals and slew my discrimination. I was engrossed in the pleasures of wealth, sons and a youthful wife. Alas, my heart, bereft of the thought of the Shiva, was filled with arrogance and pride. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me. I pray for my transgressions. Prayer, you see, we may be weak, but the prayer can remove everything. And prayer to Shiva, he is just Ashutosha. Now in old age, my senses have lost the power of proper judging and acting. My body, though still not wholly bereft of life, is weak and senile from many afflictions, from sins and illness and bereavements. But even now my mind, instead of meditating on Shiva, runs after vain desires and hollow delusions. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me. I pray for my transgressions. The duties laid down in the Smriti, perilous and abstruse, are now beyond me. How can I speak of the Vedic injunctions for Brahmins as means for attaining Brahman? Never yet have I rightly grasped through discrimination the meaning of hearing the scriptures from the Guru and reasoning on his instruction. How then can I speak of reflecting on the truth without interruption? Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O Shambhu, forgive me, I pray for my transgressions. Never, O Shiva, have I seen thee, the pure, the unattached, the naked one, beyond the three gunas, free from delusion and darkness, absorbed in meditation and ever aware of the true nature of the world. Nor with a longing heart have I meditated on thine auspicious and sin-destroying form. Therefore, O Shiva, O Mahadeva, O mind, to gain liberation, concentrate wholly on Shiva, the sole reality underlying the worlds, the giver of good, whose head is illumined by the crescent moon, and in whose hair the Ganges is hidden, whose fire-darting eyes consume the god of earthly love, Kama, whose throat and ears are decked with, whose upper garment is a comely elephant skin. Of what avail are the other rituals? O mind, of what avail are wealth or horses, elephants or a kingdom? Of what avail the body or a house? Know all these to be but momentary and quickly shun them. Worship Shiva as your Guru instructs you for the attaining of self-knowledge. O Shiva, white is thy body, covered with ashes. White shine thy teeth when thou smilest. White is the skull thou holdest in thy hand. White is thy club which threatens the wicked. White is the bull on which thou ridest. White are the rings that hang from thine ears. White appear thy matted locks covered with the foam of the Ganges. White shines the moon on thy forehead. May he who is all white, all pure, bestow on me the treasure of forgiveness for my transgressions. O Shiva, forgive all the sins that I have committed, with hands or feet, with words or body, with ears or eyes, with mind or heart. Forgive my sins, those past and those that are yet to come. Victory unto Shiva, the ocean of compassion, the great God, the abode of blessedness. Karacharana kritam va, kayajam karmajam va, shravananayanajam va, manasam va paradham, vihitam vihitam va, sarvametat kshamasva, jaya jaya karunabdhe, Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Om.